Hello, hello, hello. It's Camila Rose with the Bliss Institute, and I'm back with another reading. This time for the new moon in Libra coming up on September, 28th, maybe? This is Saturday. Yep, September 28th. So get excited. It's here. Libra season has arrived. Finally, yes, we are out of the critical analysis of Virgo season, and we are now in a time of enjoying ourselves, having some fun. I don't really know if that's going to happen. I feel like it's going to be a mix of the two because I'm telling y'all, I have observed this. It's happened for the past 2 years. 2 years. 2017, I believe it was 2017. We had the Me Too movement during Libra season. 2018, we had that the trial with the guy Kavanaugh. We had the Kavanaugh trials. This year, we still got some funky energy going on happening during Libra season. And so I just saw the day that they put up the announcement to start the impeachment process, or to try to start an impeachment process for Trump. I don't know if that's going to go anywhere, but you know, they're doing their thing. So just be mindful. There are things that come out during Libra season. The scales are attempting to balance. It's all about karma. It's all about just getting that fairness and that balance and being able to find justice. And so that's the big theme. Always will be, unless you can maybe slide in and like you've gotten all your stuff together, and so you can just focus on the pretty stuff that has to do with Libra. But for this Libra new moon, the general card we've got, Five of Wands. So there's a lot of energy. It's going to be very active. It might be conflict active, but I mean, change is change. So if you really needed some change in your life, you're probably going to get it. It might not be a nice, easy change like, ooh, look, I got a new, better changing job or better paying job. It might be more so like, people fighting, or you standing up for yourself and you taking a stand about your rights and your beliefs and the things that you will and will not tolerate. You know, this is just one where it's just a lot of activity, a lot going on. And that can be really good if you've had a slow moment, if you've been stuck where you're just like, nothing's moving, nothing's changing. I need to grow. I need something. I just need something to give. It's coming. It's going to come with this new moon, and it's going to happen. And the best thing to do is just to really find where you stand and then to move from there. You don't have to necessarily like hold on to it so tightly that you're not willing to see others' perspectives, but you definitely want to make sure that you're not just cowering and giving into others to try to make things easier, to try to keep the peace. You know, Libras, we love peace, but we're also like, the minute something is not fair or just, we are picking up that sword and we're just like, what'd you say? Like, what happened? We need to talk about this. This is not okay. So being ready to not go in with a fight, but to at least be able to defend your stance and what you've done. So let's see how this plays out with the card, with the rest of the signs. Aries, y'all have just been on it. Y'all have been having the best readings. You've been getting the best cards. You have the Lovers now. So like, just a nice attachment, a nice union. This is something where you're coming together and you're wanting to do that. You're wanting to find partnership, to be in partnership. But this is also looking at how you're attached to people. Are these healthy relationships or are these unhealthy? Is this attachment bringing you to conflict? Is it making it where you are so much trying to hold on to something, which is trailing a bit more into the devil territory, but you know, where you're so much so wanting to find that partnership that you're willing to compromise what you know is best for you. Like, get those standards, have those boundaries, and be clear and communicate really well. This is Libra season. It's time to talk things out. Talk it out. I know many Aries are not necessarily all that excited about having conversations about things. They'd rather just show someone or making an action, but right now is a time for talking. It's about communicating. It's about having a blessed union. You've got the angel overlooking the couple, you know, but you have the dude who's looking like all his stuff is on fire. And you have the feminine who is in this wonderful, nourishing, vibrant space. So it's like, how are you coming together? What does that really mean? So just be mindful. Taurus, you have the Six of Wands. So you're taking that Five of energy, that conflict, and you're like, you're going to come out on top. You're the victor. You have a firm ground to stand on. During this spring, fall equinox readings, all of the earth signs had really fantastic cards that came out for them. You're in a really good space. Earth signs have done their work. They're still dealing with foolishness with others, but on their side, they are ready to kind of advance and get this movement going so that they can evolve and move up to another level. And that's really what you're seeing. Is you're seeing all those folks who are in conflict in this one are now at the end. They're bowing down here at you, kind of coming through as the victor. So enjoy yourselves. Again, know that you'll come out on top. Gemini, you're still in this space of making some choices. You've got this Two of Pentacles. I'm covering up the title. There we go. Two of Pentacles. You have got some choices to make. Gemini has had a lot going on, and it seems like there's a lot of opportunities that are coming up for Geminis. Money opportunities, ways for them to make more money, to find more money, to have a better paying job, to go on more adventures, to see more things. And it's about balancing it out, weighing your heart and weighing what will work best for you. We see this juggling, and they're kind of balanced, but not so. Get that grounding, go through your emotions, and then figure out where you stand, and then make your choice from there. Don't leave this up to the fates. Be intentional. For the Cancer, we have the Prince of Wands. I was going to call it the Knight, but the Prince of Wands. So again, that movement energy, that message, that passion, this is one where it's very young, so maybe not so well thought out. So maybe you're rushing into something because you just feel really strongly about it. You're like, no, this will work if we do this project, if we take this next step, if we go into this relationship, or, if you're having conflict in a partnership, whether romantic or business, and you're like, we just got to press on, you're kind of pushing, take that step back, because you're going to hit push back. It's not going to be one of those ones where you can charge through. If this was a Knight, I would say maybe you could charge through and make it work. But as a Prince, like, you need to be charming. You need to exemplify, take on some Leo characteristics, take on some Sagittarius characteristics, take on that fire energy, and just really be something where people want to come to you, not where you need to like be charging up on them and taking them out. This is someone, they're ready to go, but other people might not be there yet. You're ahead of the game right now, Cancer. So you need to kind of give people space to catch up with you. And then we have Leos. Happy home, Leo. Fantastic. Four of Wands. You've got that foundation, the happy home, the relationship. You're coming together. Go with that flow. Things are flowing in the right direction. Don't cause a tiff over little things. Perfectionism. If you're trying to make everything perfect, or you're trying to do that whole semblance of perfection, like through social media, that's the thing, like Instagram, where everyone's lives looks perfect, and then it's all photoshopped and edited and all of that. Like, you have the chance to have a real positive relationship and positive outcome. Don't fake it, because if you do, like, the exposure will be there. You will be exposed. People will see that this is not real, that this is just, it's not a real situation. So be vulnerable and be open, because you have a secure place to land. Then we have let me make sure I'm on the right one. Yeah. Then we have the Virgos. Virgos got the Eight of Pentacles. You are doing the work, but it's going to be really fruitful. We saw that with your last card. I'm trying to remember what it was for the fall equinox reading, but it's one of those where it's like, this is all coming together. This hard work is paying off. Keep your head in the game. Stay focused on your outcome. Look at this person. They're not looking around trying to see what everybody else is doing. They're not worried about what's happening outside of this. They are focused on their task. So you have your project, you have your goal in mind. Get that singular focus. I mean, just narrow into it. And I know Virgos, you love that because it's all the details. It's all the nitty gritty details. Go full on into that. Just dive completely into Virgo world, because out here, there's a bunch of craziness going on. People just going back and forth. So everybody wanting to be on top. And you don't need to worry about that. You're already there. You're a master of your craft. You don't need to compete with other people. You need to just stay focused on what you're working on. So from that, you'll continue to just see the fruits of your labor roll in just more and more and more. Libras, oh, Libras, strength card. I know because I'm a Libra, so that's why I remember. But I know for the fall equinox, our card was a Prince of Cups, I believe. It was a Cups card, where it was we were needing to get in touch with our emotions. Well, now we need to have some courage. We need to have some courage. This is about cycles. As you'll see, there's an infinity symbol. This is about cycles coming up. This is about us taking a step forward about the things that we know that we understand. We know that we get. We know that we can fully tame the lion. And it's not even taming. It's just working with this energy. We've got it. And yet we doubt ourselves. We put ourselves in places, especially if we're getting caught up in other people's situations or in our own head where this is going on, where we're fighting against ourselves. We have to step out of that. We've got to step out of that and actually look around to see how the world is working with us and not against us. We just have to believe in that. And if you're having a karmic pattern or relationship come up at this time, you are strong enough to not go back there. This is about moving forward, and we have to get that wheel turning to get out of these cycles. And the only way to do that is to face what's happening right now, not get caught up in the past, not be so caught up in the future that we're coming up with fantasies and ignoring what's actually happened. We need to stay present, and we need to have the courage to move on. Scorpio's got the Prince of Pentacles. So the Prince of Pentacles. We have the Prince of Wands. Prince of Pentacles for Scorpio. So this is their new opportunities. New opportunities are coming up. New work opportunities. New ways for you to find money, to make money. Investments that are coming in that have been fruitful. So stock market investments, real estate investments, things like that. Look at the long term. You know, a prince is in training to be the king. So this is where you are really building your wealth, building your kingdom in order for you to really have this long-term payoff. This is not about making rash decisions. This is not about rushing into anything. This is about really finding that footing, having some courage to take a chance, but not so much where, okay, well, I invested all of my money into this one, venture, and now it's gone bust and I have nothing. No, this is someone who is taking their time. They are systematic. They are intentional, because things might look a certain way, and then you might end up finding that there was just a lot more going on than what you were aware of behind the scenes. And although you were there trying to face facts and trying to really make a sound investment, because of these other factors, you don't want to get caught up in something that ends up being just not fruitful. And this prince, a prince can make mistakes, but you want to be moving towards the king, someone who is completely and totally aware and in control of their finances. And so then we have, is it Sagittarius? Yes, Sagittarius. Yay for Sagittarius. 7 of Pentacles. Sagittarius has been doing well also. They had some fruitful, I think they had the World card or something like that. They really are seeing some great return on their investments. This is another card about having done the work. And this is someone who has planted the seeds. They've harvested. Look at all this greenery. Look at this. And now they're kind of reflecting. So reflect upon what you've done to get where you are now. Luckily, we're entering into the underworld, into fall and winter. So this is a time of reflection anyway. This doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, this is time for me to start something new. This might be you fighting against that Sagittarian tendency to want to like get up and run. Like, oh, this is too normal. I've been around this too much. It's not exciting. It's not giving me energy. I need to go find something else. This is not a dude who's like, look at all the stuff that I planted. Let me go plant something else. This is someone who is appreciating what they've done and appreciating what has grown from it. So stay in that space of appreciation because you deserve it. You've worked really hard. Then we have Capricorns. All right, Capricorn, because you've been dealing with some mess and now things are settling in. Happy home, 10 of Cups. You're getting all the things that you've desired, and we know how important having a positive environment is for Capricorns. And now you're getting to enjoy that, the partnership, the home, the family. Like this is a time where it's like everything has really worked out and is paying off. Again, stay focused because there is conflict available for everyone right now. It's just in the air. And so it's one of those things where it's like, if you get so caught up in maybe the fantasy of this image, of this promise, that you might end up finding yourself later needing to assert some boundaries because you didn't do so beforehand. So yes, enjoy, bask in the energy of love, true, beautiful, nurturing love, but also be very clear, but not necessarily like confrontational. You can talk about the issues that are going on. You don't have to fight about them. Aquarius, oh, you got that 9 of Wands. So you've been victorious because you've had these conflicts. And now it's kind of like you're on your guard. You've got all these wands behind you, like shored up. Okay, even if everything falls apart, even if everything is a mess, I've got this. I'll just pull this wand out. I'll pull this wand out. I'll pull this one out. I'm guarding my territory. That's great, but it's coming across as aggressive. And that means people will react in a way that's like, oh, you've got something to defend. Oh, are you trying to hide something? You're trying to like, come across in a certain way. When yes, you might be, but you can just stay in this space. I really am like, people just ride this out because this energy can end up being so distracting and destructive that if you don't kind of ride it out and take this very well thought out stance, think of like a lawyer, which is a very Libran occupation. Think like a lawyer. A lawyer is not just going into the courtroom and just popping off. They're not just saying my client's right and they're wrong. They have a case. They've worked through that file. They've talked to the witnesses. They have basically a script that they're following. They've looked up the laws. They've looked up the rules. They've looked up the police reports, everything, so that they have a sound case. So right now, while all of this is going on in the energy, build your case, follow up, talk it out. And lastly, we have the 7 of Swords. Pisces, if you don't go sit down somewhere, and I have a Pisces rising, both my parents are Pisces. Pisces can be messy, messy, messy. I mean, just all up in everybody's business, and they're so kind and caring, so people want to share with them and divulge what's happening. Y'all, look at this man. He looks so joyful too while he's trying to steal these swords. Y'all just leave that alone. You don't need that. Don't be messy. Don't be gossiping. Don't be sitting there feeding into anything that's going on. All of this energy, don't feed into it. Don't trade these wands for swords, because the thing is that you can't get them. You can't get them all. You can only get so many. You're still leaving 2 behind. So now you're leaving a trail of your messiness. And people will be able to follow that trail of messiness to the end. And then again, because this is all going to be about exposing folks. People are just going to be out there showing themselves, all of themselves. Your messiness will be exposed. And now while you're running around like, no, like people are going to be like, oh, that's so-and-so. Oh, so-and-so said that to you. They said this to me. Oh, they asked you about this. They asked me about this. And then it's just going to be this one person looking crazy with all these swords, like, what do you mean? It wasn't me. No, too late. Don't get caught. Don't get caught up. It's not even worth it. So that is the new moon in Libra. I was hoping that it would be all sunshine and fairy tales and bubbly and parties and things, but it says Libra is going to get with a freaking conflict. So do the Libra thing. not the one where we're passive aggressive and we avoid things, but the thing where we stand up and we are standing in our truth and we're not afraid because we've got all these swords to defend ourselves. Do that. You got it. It's going to be great. Most of y'all have good cards, so run with it. Hold it down. Aries full moon is coming October 13th. It's a Sunday. And there'll be a shift in energy then. Things will really get moving and going then. So just hold up till then. Hold out. You can do it. All right. So that's all. I'll see y'all later. Have a good night. Bye-bye.